The first chapter of the Bible, we see hopelessness, we see darkness, we see shapelessness. What is that talking about? That is giving us a model. God is trying to create a model for us through his personal example of how God approaches situations of hopelessness. So why is that needed? It is for us to be able to know how we are supposed to approach any hopeless situation in our lives. Anytime we see shapelessness, anytime we see things that are out of order, anytime we see something that is bad, anytime we see something that is in utter darkness, that is totally hopeless, how should we approach it? This is what God is trying to tell us. This is what God is trying to teach us, and in this scripture. So, because what is a model? A model is like, for example, have you ever heard of cars? They say a car has a model. Mercedes model this, Joe model this. Why? Because a model is like a prototype. Prototype is the original creation, something that is formed as a market, as a model, as a prototype, original, that other things will be repeated or copied repeatedly from. So it is like when you are building a house. When you are building a house, they first make the model in a miniature, in a small form, to be able to create the shape and see how the house is going to look like. So it's the original from which every other thing is made from, is copied from. So that is, when we see a situation that is hopeless, we just go and see how was hopeless situation dealt with in the Bible. We see the situation in the Bible when everything is totally hopeless, when everything is totally dark. We see that God approached it and dealt with it to show us an example, so that it could become a model of how we will deal with every hopeless situation, every dark situation in our lives.